Alright, what's up guys? So I'm gonna be doing a very quick review of the new movie I Know What You Did Last Summer. It wasn't like super bad, but I was just really disappointed. Like compared to the original movie, this movie like just did not live up to it at all, despite how much I wanted to really believe in it and really want to like it. But when I left the theater, I was just utterly disappointed. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the plot. It's literally the exact same plot as the original film. So in this new movie, you have like a group of young adults who are like acting really reckless and stupid, and all of a sudden they cause like a car accident and they just try to cover it up like nothing happened, and they promised each other not to tell anybody. And 1 year later, one of them gets like a letter that says, "I know what you did last summer." And pretty soon they're stalked by a serial killer who's wearing the exact same fisherman costume and has the exact same hook weapon as the original 1997 movie. Now already, I don't like this plot at all because we've already seen it in the original movie. I was hoping like the plot line would be revolved around an entirely different accident. Like, why does it have to be a car accident? And in this new film, the accident happened at the exact same location as the first film. Like, what are the odds of that? If it was like a completely different accident, but they tried to cover it up, I would have been okay with that, you know? But they went with the car accident story again, and they went with a plot of them trying to cover up their tracks. The characters themselves, they were boring, they were cliche. I didn't like any of them. The only character I probably liked was Ava, played by Sway Wonders. She was actually a really good actress in this film, and she was actually the only one I was rooting for that wouldn't die. But the other people in this film, like, I really didn't give a shit about. Like, if the killer killed them all, okay, great, I wouldn't care. Which brings us to the killer. I mean, obviously because it's another I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, they had to keep the same costume and they had to keep the same iconic hook weapon. But at least in this new movie, I'm glad they kind of changed it up a little bit because they gave the killer like a brand new weapon, which was like a spear gun that the killer used to like shoot people, which was really cool to see. You know, it was fresh, it was different. So I was really glad the killer had like different ways of attacking his victims. In terms of suspense and thrill, it wasn't as suspenseful as the original movie, but it was for sure better than the second one. I mean, we can never forget that really scary chase scene with Sarah Michelle Gellar as she's like running towards the parade before she gets attacked by the killer. Like, this movie, in terms of suspense, it didn't quite live up to that. I mean, minus like a few cheesy jump scares here and there, like this movie didn't really like, I don't know, it wasn't as scary as I thought it'd be. And when the killer was like finally revealed, like the identity, I was surprised at who it was. So I thought that was pretty cool in like who they chose to be the killer. My problem though was the reason that they killed the others. I didn't like the killer's motive in this movie. I thought it was really dumb. And obviously, why did we all come to see this movie? Because we all came to see Jennifer Love Hewitt's famous character, Julie James, and Freddie Prinze's character, Ray Bronson. However, this movie like totally fucked that up. Jennifer Love Hewitt, she was barely in the film. She plays this professor who like teaches out of school, and she's still traumatized by what happened to her like 30 years ago. But in this new film, like, she barely did anything. All she did was like give advice to one of the characters on how to survive the killer. But that's like the extent of her actions. Now, I get it, this is like an entirely new movie with an entirely new cast of characters, but even with the few scenes that Jennifer Love Hewitt had, it wasn't impactful at all. Like, they didn't take advantage of her screen presence. Like, she could have done so much more, but she didn't. Even towards the end of the movie where she like showed up and confronted the killer, it was a total letdown. It was very anticlimactic. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, he was a lot more involved in the movie, so I was happy about that. He wasn't like that impactful either, although he did a lot more than Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, I will admit that. But when you have like two of the original cast members that are still alive literally, and their characters are still alive in the film series, like, you gotta do way better than that. And even the big twist at the end of the movie, it totally killed the vibe of the entire film. Like, the movie was already really bad, but the big twist at the end just totally buried it. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are really disappointed by this new film. I mean, yeah, it was cool to see some of the original characters back. Now, I will say this without spoiling too much. They did bring back a few characters from the first two films, and the way that they did it in this one, I thought it was pretty creative, so I will give them credit for doing that. But overall, I thought this movie was just really bad. For sure, I thought it was better than the second one, and the third one I haven't seen because I heard that movie was a total shit show. So I'm just gonna assume this movie was better than that one. But even so, this movie, I didn't enjoy it at all. I thought, it was a terrible entry into the series. Like the way that this movie was written, I felt like I was watching just a rehash of the first one. I mean, if you want to watch this movie for nostalgic purposes, it's really not worth it. But if you want to see Jennifer Love Hewitt again on screen, go for it. I mean, she was everybody's childhood crush, so I don't entirely blame you. So again, just watch the original if you haven't, and if you have, that's it. Just stop there.